If they're happy with getting paid by the hour, nothing wrong with that. But the reason they're happy getting paid by the hour, especially if they're a go-getter, is that because you don't offer them pay for performance. That's why. Because you hung up on hourly. I mean, I'm talking to people that are hiring people and telling me that the people are happy with hourly. That's because they don't know no different, dude. Come on, man. Of course they're going to tell you they're happy with the pay. Of course. If they tell you they're not happy with the pay, what are you going to do? Give them more money? No. You ain't built like that. Good morning. So it's Thursday morning, man. I got a pretty good list. Now the Zacatec called me yesterday and said he wanted to work. So you know, I don't know. I haven't heard from him this morning, so I'm gonna go and get started. And if he wants to damn meet up, he can. But if not, I ain't got time. I'm not gonna drive up there to get him and all that if I don't hear from him this morning. So that's on him. I got ones I can go get started on right now. You know, even though I am having to work a little bit, I'm not nearly as mentally stressed out. But you know, I'm good. I'm good for that, man. I'm just checking out the HOA, making sure everything looks good. See, the way I go about business, man, just routinely. It ain't like I, you know, hit a clock at 8 o'clock in the morning and then punch out at 2. That ain't how I don't even look at things like that. I'm always aware of how long I spend on a job when I'm earning for video purposes. But I know I need to make a certain amount of money all the time. And rarely do I come out here and work or just surviving each day and not make money. I mean, even when I got help or don't have help, I'm always going that way. Rarely do I head to reverse. But see, there's a couple of properties that I can do right now that, wow, I don't know what Zach's going to do. The thing I wanted to say this morning that I have been meaning to say for the last couple of videos is, you know, to do what we do out here, what I do, to do it for a living and to make good money at it, if you're me, you don't have to be great at it. I don't have to be the best weed eater guy. I don't have to be the best mower guy. I don't have to have the best knowledge. I don't have to have the best of anything to make really, really, really good money. What I got to do and what I got to be is a man of my word and consistent. That's all you got to be. You'd be shocked at the customers that I have gained over the years, where the only reason why they hire me and fire whoever, not because I'm so good, but because I do what I say. And you know, if you can just do that right there, that's the one piece of advice, if anybody ever asked me, that I would give to anybody in this game. You know, do what you say you're gonna do, and everything else will fall into place. You know, I don't have to be great at it. I don't have to have the best yards, the manicured, you know, beautiful lawns. I don't have to have all them either. Matter of fact, I don't even want them. I want the middle class. So I'm a prime example of not knowing what you're doing, but doing what you say. As far as timing, showing up, and being consistent every 2 weeks or whatever you tell your customers. So all this whim-wham, flip-flam, back and forth about what's, Ray don't know what he's doing and all that's fine. I don't have to know what I'm doing. I do what I say. So I ain't really got to know what I'm doing, you know. I mean, everything else just fall into place. Common sense and all that kind of takes over at some point, right? So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that into the beginning of the video. And it's all good, man. I'm headed to the first one. Because today's Thursday, I need to get all these right here done. All the ones now. I got one push mowing one, but I won't do it right now. I will wait until the grass dries up some. And I'm gonna try another setting on that mower. So yeah, and I'm not entertaining Zach and all his stuff. You just never know. You know, I never heard from him yesterday until yesterday afternoon. When like I told y'all, he'll get broke, and today, and you never know what can happen between, you know, 7 o'clock last night and this morning. But yesterday, boy, I was out of it yesterday. By the time I got done with like seven properties, I was done. And then when I got off work at 8, I felt so much better. I'm like, damn, man. See, I need to shake it up a little bit because, you know, I'm so used to doing things a certain way that, with the timing and all, that I'm gonna have to get out of that. I see that. And I haven't really ever wanted to get out of that, and I haven't never really been forced to get out of that. But I'm gonna have to get out of that, man, if I'm gonna you know, continue on. You know, and you never know, the lawn care stuff is getting less and less appealing to me, you know, by the day, really. Because I think to myself, when I'm on these jobs and I'm on a mower, I'm thinking to myself, damn, man, I gotta cut this, and I gotta drive to there, and then I gotta drive to there. There's a lot of expenses in running the lawn care. What I'm gonna do is, if he don't come to work day with all the big mows I got, I'm gonna push some of them to next week. I need to level out these weeks if I'm gonna be out here solo, because this week right here is stacked. I mean, doing the 5 that me and Zach did the other day, in one day, I never do that. I've never done it like that before. I like it like that, but you get so much done. But it's a little much on one week. And whenever you can overcome this week, if you don't move things around a little bit, if you're me, then you asking for problems in 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Because that's what basically going to do in 2 weeks is the same ones I'm doing this week. And I don't want to be like that. The drought has kind of thrown things all on 1 week. And next week, I need it to be, well, a little more leveled out than this week. So, like Betty Joe, that's a $120 lawn. I may push that one because it's all Bermuda, and it probably doesn't need it as bad as some. The commercial stuff I'm going to do, because I'm going to get a check from them tomorrow for like $1,500. So I need to get that check. Because for, you know, the week worth of lawns that I've done. See, guys got to make it easy, man. He's not making it easy for me to work him. Sure not. And that's not smart, man, if you want money. But see, I didn't put all my eggs in that basket. I told myself, if I can get him to come help me today, then I'll be able to do the other 3 that otherwise I'm just gonna push to next week. If I'm able to do the other 3, having somebody out here with me today, if I'm able to do the other 3, then I'm setting myself up to have to do the same thing in 2 weeks, which means have somebody else out here to be able to do it on the same day. I would do that, you know, just to get everything done so I can kind of see daylight a little bit, but it's not necessarily the most productive thing to do, really. See, Zach realized that if he didn't get up, he was gonna miss a nice little payday, you know. And we're gonna do the same type thing. If I told him, I said, look, man, I'm not gonna be wanting to take you back, but if I can make money taking him back, then I'll do that. If I can't, then he'll have to figure out how he's gonna get back. But Zach and I can do a lot of work, a lot, especially this time of year. And if Justin were out here, we could do a lot of work. But see, Zach knows more about how I do things. Well, he knows a lot more about how I do things than Justin. And again, the video, you know, I would never disrespect Justin like that. Justin's good people, man. I loved having him out here. I hope that he can get healthy and be able to, you know, chase his dreams, whatever that may be, you know. he can come out here and work anytime, you know, if he wants to. If he needs some money for whatever, you know. I'm just not trying to create a, you know, full-time job throughout the winter. When, you know, and I kind of knew that in the very beginning of him coming out here, because, well, I wasn't going to have time to get him in the right spot, you know. Okay, y'all, so I got Zach going on this one. That's the push mowing one. He's done it, well, he's done that property more than I have, so he knows exactly what to do. So all I did was just drop him off over there with the push mower and the big mower, and I'm gonna go around the corner here and do one of the other ones. And yeah, so we're gonna get, you know, 160 bucks here in the next 35-40 minutes. So and then once we get done with these two are the time suckers. Then then the rest of them is all commercial, all the commercial stuff that I do. And this is a real easy one. I prefer solo over here. It's really sweet, easy, and again, she pays more for the consistency and not having to worry about it. Like I was talking about earlier, you don't have to be, you know, a grassologist out here to freaking make a good living. You don't. You just got to do what you say. And when people become dependent on you, then that's where you want to be. You want them to depend on you without having to have a big long conversation with them about it every single time, you know. So that's why, probably one of the reasons why I've been in business so long is because, not because I'm great at it, though I'm pretty good, and I'm pretty knowledgeable too, but you don't have to be, you know. But by default, you know, by the mere fact that you're out here every day, you know, in the grind, for years and years and years, you learn things. And this yard don't even need it, but she's gonna have me come on and do it, because she knows that that the leaves are going to start coming down, and when they do, we want to be ahead of the game on that. So I'm probably not going to get no footage over here. I'll get footage later today when me and Zach are over at the big cuts, because I got to hurry up because Zach is at that other one right around the corner here, and I need to time things. So all right, y'all, just got done with that one. Not long at all, but about 20 minutes. It's $70 though. It's a good one, man. It's easy, man. And she doesn't really, it's not big square footage or nothing. What she pays for is not to have to worry about it. That's what you really want in the customers that you get. You want customers that are paying you more for, you know, not have to worry about it than your, you know, top quality striping work. They'll pay for that, but they're not gonna pay any more or any less. They pay according. But yeah, but I like customers that want just they want to get the yard cut, and you know, just make it look neater than it did. I don't care nothing about being Better Homes and Gardening properties. I don't do that. It's not the business that I'm in. And there's a whole nother world out there of just, you know, people that just want to get the yard cut every 2 weeks, make it look neat, and not have to worry about it. So they know Ray's coming on Thursday, Friday, Monday, whatever, and they don't have to worry about, you know, the property. On the other hand, if you got, I believe that you could have a guy doing great work. I mean, just immaculate, right? But if he don't show up when he says, then he's going to have a problem. They're not going to keep him, because they're going to say, I've had it happen 100 times where people are calling me saying, well, the other guy, he won't show up, you know, or he says he's going to be here blah day and he don't come until blah day. You know, I push stuff around too, but see, the customers that I have, they all know that, and they all know that I'm so consistent that when I do push stuff around, it's not a big deal. they're like, okay, because they're not even, their yard is not on their mind. They're not looking out their window every day looking at, man, is the yard guy coming today? That ain't that ain't my type of customer. Those type of customers are hard to deal with. And even if they pay more money, I'm good. I'd rather just do a higher volume. You know, I could do 3 properties while we're dealing with one, you know, buster ass customer. So yeah. So now I'll pick Zach up. Now the last rotation, my other guy, he was over here at this one. So we're gonna see how much further along. Zach ought to be about, he ought to be done in the back and working on the front. So what I'll do is I'll pull up. First thing I need to do is I need to go on and load that lawnmower, the little lawnmower up, get it back in position where it goes, because we're not gonna need it the rest of the day. And I don't wanna be moving it and back and forth all day long. I wanna lock it down and just leave it right there for the rest of the day. So I don't want it to happen to the, you know, get the push mower to get messed up before I even really get to use it good, because it's going to be the main push mower next season. And I'm not trying to take on no push mowing work, but you got to have a push mower out here. So, but I'm pulling up over here, y'all. I'll kick it. So yeah, we got this one. I mean, Zach was about done when I got back. He was already cutting the front yard. It's kind of what I was thinking. You know, but it takes a minute to get used to how we do things. So you got to be thinking about what you're doing in order to make great time. And you know, Zach, he doesn't even have to think about what he's doing anymore, because he's done them so much that it's like default. He knows exactly how to do these properties just like I want him to. And he understands now that he didn't in the beginning, that it's a lot easier to do things the way I'm telling him to do it than any other way. So yeah. So they got a crew right here. It's 3 guys in one truck. They must be gonna do a whole lot of work, but I ain't seen them do anything. We done this whole front here, and they ain't even, they're still sitting around the truck, gassing up everything. You know, I don't waste time like that, man. I don't. And the guys that work for me don't either. We don't hang around the truck when we pull up to the job. All right, man. So no weed eating over here. None? Not as I'm looking at it, because I'm gonna spray the ditches.
Are you gonna spray
the
ditches?
Yeah, I'll spray the ditches. Not the ditch. I spray, you know, where
I know.
Yeah, I spray all that. We do have to go up around. We got to go into the backyard over here and go inside. There's a little fence there, you know, weed eat that. But you can get on your mower and take your weed eater back there and do all that. And then you'll run me a little line on the sidewalk in the front of that grass right there. Ain't nothing really growing though. All right, y'all. So y'all see, I guess y'all can see, we over here at this great big one. We did that one. I did the back, the front. We did those 2 other ones. I mean, we're cooking with gas pretty freaking good, man. You know, having Zach out here is I mean, if Duke could get his shit together, he could make a lot of money out here with me, because he knows exactly what to do, man, on everything. So, so I'm just trying to see exactly where we're at. We got that one, got that one, that one. We're doing that one now. We got that one. So all we got are 2 after this one, after these 2. So I'm getting an extra 60 bucks over here. I'm spraying the shop and I'm spraying the other commercial site. So so today so far I made 90 on the spray. All right, y'all. So we got everything on the list done. Really good, really good. Yeah, Yeah, everything, and then some. And that's what I was always talking about when I had the other two guys out here. If we could ever just get the list done, and I know we can because I do it. I used to, you know, do it all the time. It just takes guys a while to learn how to do everything. But for instance, today we got done with the list. I saw that we had time, and one of the customers wanted me to do something extra over there, and I wasn't really interested in it, so I let Zach do it, and I didn't make anything off of it. Zach made an extra $50 in, I mean, 20 minutes. So y'all get this. Tell them how long it took you, Zach, to get them $50 right there.
About 10 minutes.
Is Ray getting any of it?
Nope, he gave it all to me.
Gave it all to him. I got because everybody thinks I'm greedy by pulling all that stuff out of that bed. But see, the last couple guys I had out here, they wasn't out here long enough to really understand everything that I do and to try to save time so we can do things like that. If we can't get the list done, we're not doing anything extra, is what I'm trying to say. And if we're having a hard time getting the list done, I mean, Zach and I got the list done, and that extra thing, and that extra, which is between him and the owner. She paid him $50, and we did it while we were there cutting the grass. He did his part on the lawn, got done with his part on the lawn part, and then he was able to spend 20 minutes or so getting that bed right. And I got some pictures I'll show y'all. But that kind of just shows you, you know, if you work smart, you can incorporate a little more work. And look, y'all, no lie. And look, y'all, you see what time it is? Yeah. About $930 on the list, plus Zach made another $50. Now, yeah, I could have made a piece of that $50, but I'm good. I don't have to. I'm good. So I let him make it, or whoever's working with me make it. As long as we're getting the gospel done in a timely fashion. I mean, this list right here. See, this time of year, this is how we should be moving around, because everything's not. You should be able to do a lot more work this time of year in the same time. If it takes you just as long to do the properties now as it does in July and August, something's wrong. You ain't working smart. That's just my take. Now, it doesn't take us nearly as long. Not nearly. Of course, when you do the same properties and the same properties over and over and over again, year after 5 years, after 6 years, after 8 years, after 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, the same properties, you know exactly what to freaking do. And I know, and Zach, he's been out here, you know, on and off. He was out here for about 4 years, 4 seasons, 5 seasons. So he knows too. And he used to be just like the guys that come out here now. He used to be just like the other 2 guys that was out here this summer. He understood how to run a weed eater, and he understood everything, but he didn't understand the customer's expectations. And he didn't understand the why. Why this, why that. He didn't understand all that. But after many years, many seasons of being out here, and the standard is the standard. We're not changing the standard, so he had to conform to the standard, or it was a hell of a day for him. He had to work a lot harder. Had to work and not really knowing what to do. But you're not going to get all that down in a month or 2 months. You got to be out here for a minute to get all that. And that's what I was trying to tell Toby, and that's what I was trying to tell the last guy. Well, the last guy, I mean, we had to part ways because he couldn't do the work. You know, there's one thing in you know, not being able to do the work. That's a whole nother ball game. If you can't do the work, then you got issues. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that the kind of thing that me and Zach did today is the kind of thing I was trying to get the other guys to grasp, so we could do things like that. I got all kinds of little, I mean, there's so much work that I could do outside of the lawns. I mean, I got a whole freaking list, text messages of where, hey Ray, can you think you could do this while you're doing the lawn, or and it might pay, you know, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, 40 bucks, but I haven't had time to do any of that stuff because it's taking us too freaking long to do the properties, the actual baseline of the money that we're getting. We got to do the mandatory minimum before we're going to do any extra. And the mandatory minimum is the list. We have not even been able to get the list done. I mean, we did, and that was after I'm modifying things and saying, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's, you know, what happens when you stay at one job for a period of time. You learn how to do things in a way that I know how to do things. You think I want to do things the hard way? Why would I? Do you think I'm going to tell a guy to do this, and that because that's the hardest way to do it? I mean, I'm not going to do that. And it's ludicrous for a guy to come out here and think that I just want to see him work. No, I want to see him get paid. And to do things the way I tell him to do things and not think about nothing and just do it like I say and comprehend the why and be able to remember from week to week the why. And if you don't know the why, it's hard to remember exactly what to do. People always do better when they know why they're doing this or that, as far as the long term. See, Zach, I don't have to have a conversation with Zach. Zach knows the why because he caught hell for a couple seasons, you know, learning the why, and I caught hell teaching him. But I don't have to teach him. The last 2 seasons Zach was out here, it wasn't about no work. I mean, Zach could do any of the properties that I got by himself. The problem was all the off the field stuff, you know, making really good money in really good time, and guys tend to, you know, it takes a minute to get used to that part too. That's always been the biggest problem out here is guys making too much money. And Zach made $1.70 today. And y'all saw what time it was. And y'all know what we probably didn't get started till about 8:45. 8:45 to 1:30. Come on, man. But that's not something that, how much is that an hour? 8:45. We'll say 4 hours. No, we'll say 5 hours. 8:45 to 1:45. It's 1:49 now. We've been done in 20 minutes. That's $34 an hour. That's what that is. Now, do you think that if Zach went somewhere to a job, any job, anywhere, anytime, any landscape lawn maintenance job, he were to go there, do you think that they're going to tell him that he's going to make $34 an hour? He's not. We know that. We're going to cut that statement right off. He's not. He'll be making about $25 an hour, $20 an hour. Well, Zach is pretty good. But ask Zach which way he'd rather work. He'd rather work by the amount of work we get done, because he knows what he's doing and he knows how we do the properties. So why in the hell would he sign up for hourly? That'd be stupid. When he can come out here or go somewhere where you're getting paid for performance, and which is the given out here, if you ask me, pay for performance, and he can make $34 an hour. And Zach's made more than that before, especially on some skid steer jobs. He's made 50 bucks an hour out here, you know. So no, nobody want to get paid by the hour if they got a choice. And if they're happy with getting paid by the hour, nothing wrong with that. But the reason they're happy getting paid by the hour, especially if they're a go-getter, is that because you don't offer them pay for performance. That's why. Because you hung up on hourly. I mean, I'm talking to people that are hiring people and telling me that the people are happy with hourly. That's because they don't know no different, dude. Come on, man. And yeah, $34 an hour. That's what I said. That's what he made today. Always makes, any of the guys that ever comes out here always makes north of 25. I mean, everybody does. Doing it like I do it. Now ask your guys that you say are so happy with that hourly rate, if they would like to come, if they had a choice where they can make $30 an hour, what would they and work by performance? Ask them which one they'd rather do. You ain't offering that. That's why they're not doing that. Of course they're going to tell you they're happy with the pay. Of course. If they tell you they're not happy with the pay, what are you going to do? Give them more money? No. You ain't built like that. Come on, man. Don't tell me guys don't want to get paid for performance. They do. Trust it, man. Oh yeah, I'm off the soapbox now. I'm glad I got over $900 today, and Zach got the 170. That's great, man. Deuces.